All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Saturday, January 15th, night after our big best of tasting here at the store. 100 people planning on being here, and wow, that's our biggest event of the year. Man, we can't fit many more people than that here at Progresso Plaza. It's a small building. We're only like 3,000 square feet in total square footage here now at the store with our new expanded space, which you see here, which we're going to be outfitting shortly and turning into a tasting room as well as our studio. But we got a lot of events coming up next week. And man, we got room at every single event. Unlike tonight, we're sold out. We've got a Grade La Rose event on Tuesday night, which we're going to show Grade La Rose back to 1989, one of the great growths of Saint Julien. And then Wednesday night, we've got one of our entry-level tastings, our tour of New Zealand. Some great stuff coming out of New Zealand. We've got Craigie Range wines. We've got a lot of great stuff. That lineup should be up on the website, hopefully by the first part of next week. And then we've got our big Chateau Latour event on Friday night. And our Madeira event, which is what we're here to talk about today. Madeira, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite types of dessert wine. For some reason, dessert wine doesn't get as much attention, even though those Trimbach wines sold out in record time. Madeira is a Madeirized style of wine. When I say Madeirized, you look at the color on that, you say, wow, that's a little brown tinge to it. Well, that's what happens when things interact with oxygen. They turn brown, like when you were in the newspaper or in high school and you kept that clip in your photo album. 30 years later now you open it up and the page is brown. That's oxidization. Well, when I say Madeira is an oxidized style of wine, it's a fortified wine, which means they add alcohol to wine to kick the alcohol level up. And they originally started doing this to wines like port to keep them fresh for their travels, because they used to put them on a boat and they had to go to another country. And, they found that certain wines actually do better after they've been heated up and travel around in a boat. And, not many wines do. I think Madeira is the only one that I can think of that I like better after it's been spoiled. Spoiled? What do you mean? Well, actually, after they make this wine, they ferment it, they put it up in the attics at 100 degrees off the island of Madeira. Madeira is an island off the coast of North Africa. And in 100-degree attics after it's fermented to help spoil the wine. And this rancid character that this wine gets really adds a little dimension to it, but I find kind of blows off after the wines have been opened for a while. And we're talking about opening up Madeira. Hey, all these bottles are open. Oh my God, we're going to do a tasting with bottles that have been open for 2 months? Hey, Madeira is better after it's been open for 2 months, and it's that rancid quality that it kind of loses a little bit of after it's been opened to me. It opens up and really has some incredible flavors. You've got walnuts, you've got caramel, you've got dark cocoa, you've got just an incredible array of spices, brown spices coming out of the nose on this, and then those candied configurations, fruits, dates, figs. Really exotic and wonderful acidity. That is one of the things that helps these wines to age. One of the things a great wine needs to age, and that's because of the volcanic nature of the island of Madeira. Well, we're going to be taking Madeiras down on this evening all the way back to 1789, the Campo de Lobos, one of the most famous vineyard sites in Madeira. And we had this wine a couple months ago. It was spectacular. Actually, we had all these wines a couple months ago. We did a Madeira tasting in November, which is now an annual event. And we do it again a few months later to see how the wines are after they've had a chance to open up. Well, in addition to these 8 vintage Madeiras, we are going to also have some entry-level wines from the Rare Wine Company. This is the largest importer of Madeiras in the United States of America. And we've got all 4 of the main styles represented, the main styles being Verdejo, Cercial, well, Cercial being the driest, Verdejo, and then Malmsey, and then Boal. So the Boal and the Malmsey are a little sweeter styles. And then we have the ultra-rare Tarentaise, which they don't have in the New York style, but we have a couple Tarentaises in the store, and those have been my favorite Madeiras. But if you like the sweet stuff, the Boal and the Malmsey, and then the drier styles, the Cercial and Verdejo, wonderful pairings as aperitifs to start the meal out. As you'll see, my beautiful wife Tony is going to be making a lovely 3 or 4 course meal to accompany these Madeiras. Check it out on the website. The Madeira tasting next Saturday night. I'm your host, Andrew Lampazone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.